Hello, everybody. All right, this is a follow through to my training once a week as a pro video, and it's also a response to a telephone conversation I had with Master Gonzalez. Um, he said, well, he really liked the video. He thought there were some good advice, some good principles in it, and he said he wouldn't be surprised if there was a pro out there who adopted it. So, all right, that's interesting to me. It's a very unorthodox idea. I have heard of people doing it, but mostly I made the video because it was a question. It was a hypothetical situation, and I said, how could I use my knowledge of sports science, recovery, of anecdotes and case studies in the past, and how could I make a projection on how it could be feasible? So, why? Why would anyone choose to train once a week? Okay, first of all, they might have external responsibilities. Even though they're a pro fighter, they might have another job. All right? I would say that if you have a physical job, where you're laying bricks and working a jackhammer or something like that, maybe this is all you can get. Maybe you're like, okay, I'm working 5 days a week, possibly more. I've got some days of heavy exertion. I've got days of lesser exertion, and let's hope you get the weekends off. And you're like, well, man, I gotta get it all in and try to get as much rest as possible. I get home, and there's almost nothing left. If I was to train 5-6 days a week and work 5 days a week, I just don't know if I could make it. I'm trying to sleep. So that's one thing. Okay, and I would say if that's the case, try to arrange your workload so that you don't do a lot of overtime. You get sleep. Sleep is where the body repairs. It's one of the most crucial parts of high intensity training is lots of sleep. So I would try to make it so everything you do, you might have to get it all in on a Friday. And you get back from work and you immediately start warming up, doing your cardio, you do all this crap. You're going to come home, and maybe like you take different snacks with you throughout the day. Take it with you to work, so you're going right from work into the gym, and you've got a protein bar, you've got smoothies, things like that, and you've got fresh fruit with you, and you can eat that on short breaks between the workout sections at the gym, just so you have fuel. And of course, a breakfast, a good breakfast and lunch. So, because I think nutrition would be the breaking point there, and sleep. Now, let's say you have a job where you work at an office and you're sitting all day long. It's still not as physically taxing on your mind and body, on your cardio system, your muscular system, as a physical job, right? And another way this might work out is, what if you are a martial arts instructor and you have to teach every day, right? And you have to at least do some physical stuff. Although I've looked at a lot of martial arts instructors, and they just seem so out of shape, like they've never ever worked out, like they can't demonstrate some of the moves of their style, and that always gets me worried. Because even if they're great martial artists and great guys, it's bad for your health, and it's bad example. Do the best you can to stay in shape. I'm not in fantastic shape, but I've done what I can. Anybody who's watched my YouTube channel, looked at my past videos, I've actually improved my condition. I've gone through medical conditions, injuries, a heart attack, and health recovery. That's why when you're doing intense training once a week, you're going to need that health and recovery. Another possibility is, what if you have some type of family responsibility where you're possibly a single dad or a single mom, and you can only get out to the gym that one day. You only have that one day off. You can drop the kids off at your grandma's, or you limited funds, you can get reliable health care, child care for one day, and you've got to get it in. Or what if you're taking care of a parent or a grandparent, right? What if you have a child that has special needs and you're trying to homeschool your kids? We all live different lives, and time is a commodity that we sometimes lack. So that once a day training, that once a week training, it's a little late, I'm kind of tired. Maybe the only way that you can be a pro fighter and be a mom, be a dad, take care of a relative, right? What if you're an adult who's going back to school and you really want a degree, so when you finish your fighting career, you can become a sports psychologist or something, and there could be a million reasons. Now, another reason of why you might want to train once a week, and this is the high risk, high reward, is if you have, what if you're a full-time fighter and you could train every day of the week if you wanted to, but you have some of the preeminent trainers in the industry. You have people that are experts in high intensity training. You have people that are, experts in nutrition recovery. Maybe you're part of a gym like TriStar or Militech or something like that, and the people there could pull it off, right? You could pull it off, and you're like, this could work. This is the best thing for me. What if you're a guy who, if you do high volume training, you get injured, but even if you're doing high intensity training, if you have multiple days of rest, you're able to do it. There are people that have certain body types like that, right? So those are some of the things I can think of. I don't advocate training one day a week. If you're a pro and you want to be a great pro, for the average person, but on a hypothetical situation, this is what comes to mind. Okay, if I think it would be a fantastic experiment if you had an already trained athlete, someone who knows the fundamentals, who has fought professionally at least a couple times and is motivated and in condition. If there was some kind of sports science team or something like that wanted to train fighters this way and test out their nutrition, their recovery, and all that, I would love to be part of it. I think it would be a grand experiment. I know for a recreational martial artist like myself, now there have been times in my career, whether I was in the Marine Corps on deployment or on a particular base, or when I was, going through my master's program and my year of PhD study, where time was of the essence, right? And I could not get in the gym and I could not train as much as I wanted to. Now, here's one more final possibility. This is kind of a dream world possibility. But what if you had the capacity, only on one day, to get some of the best sparring partners, best fighters in your gym to personally work with you, and you had the possibility of getting some of the best trainers and all that, but it only all converged like a giant harmonic resonance or planetary convergence of all the planets lining up with each other as they orbit the sun. What if there was just one day a week where that could happen? Right? And you're like, man, I could get all these different sparring partners, I could get all these different trainers, I could get them all here on just this one day, because of the way my schedule and their schedule and the gym schedule meshes out, and I want to take advantage of it. And while I'm there, I might as well just go whole hog, just go absolutely positively all in, and wipe myself out with it, knowing that if I have 7 days before, another 7 days before I head back in the gym and do it again, that I could recover. All right. And also, if you had fantastic trainers and you had the capacity to record it all, Aside from all the amazing sparring and pad work and coaching you get to review it over and over again in your mind, mentally and visually and auditorily, listening to the the audio of the tapes that you have, or really they're video clips these days, and just go over it and internalize it and think about it, right? So those are situations when this might be what you need to do, what you should do, all right? But no matter what you're doing, as if you're out there training just to keep fit, just recreationally, or you're a professional fighter, train smart, train hard, but make sure you train smart. Study the game, study the physiology, the anatomy, the psychology of it all, so that you're prepared, and you're not going to hurt your body. And get the sleep, get the rest, get coaching, get information. When I was coming up, from the time I was 10 till today, I mean, a lot of times I've been on my own. I've had to go figure this out on my own, or I've only had access to this particular coach or that particular seminar for one day, for 2 days, or for a couple of months if I was lucky. Other times, when I was heavily into Five Ancestor Fist Kung Fu and Five Animals Kung Fu and Master Gao's Kung Fu, I was training with 2-3 instructors at the same time, divided between New Jersey and New York City and Flushing, Queens, right? And I would zip back and forth trying to get all this knowledge. When I was in acupuncture college, on the weekends I could zip over to Philadelphia and train Shobushido Ryu Jiu-Jitsu, and I got a black belt in that, right? So do what you can. Do what you can, get the help you can, read what you can, so that you can do what you have to do when you want to and need to do it. Have a good one, okay?